This micro tutorial will show you how we collect data and how data is passed from events to profiles. Before I continue, I would like you to consider starting our GitHub page and subscribing to this channel. This is the simplest and the best way to support our project. When you start collecting data, you will notice new events coming to the system. When you click on three dots, you can see the routing of the event. Event goes through the 6 stages, and the first one is data validation. In here you can define how to validate your event. Validation schema is a JSON schema that you type information, what kind of data types you are expecting. Second step is event reshaping. Event reshaping allows you to transform the data that you receive in Tracardi. If you do not have access to the external system that sends the data, you sometimes will be forced to reshape the data so it fits your needs in Tracardi. You can do it in here by defining the event source that the data is coming from and the event type that you are expecting to receive, and then you can reshape it any way you want by defining a key and a value. The third step is event mapping. Event mapping allows you to move data inside event. Data can be either indexed or not. We have two parts that store data in event. There are properties. Properties are not indexed, and there are traits, and traits are indexed and can be searched. So in here you define how you move data between the property and the trait. Here's an example where you define a property name, could be some email, and you define the trait name, it's also email, for example. You can also map the event to the customer journey. The fourth step is identification checkpoint, where you can define if the data should be merged when a certain event arrives to the system. This is usually done when you would like to merge customers. By default, the system will merge customers if the data about the email is filled in the profile. Most of the time you don't need to use that unless you need some custom identification point. Next step is event to profile mapping, where you define how to move data from event to the profile. You can define any event, for example, profile created, and you can copy any data from the event to the profile traits. Remember that if you previously remapped the event, your data will not be in properties but will be in traits. This way you will have indexed data in events and indexed data in profile. And the last step is workflow. Here you can define if any workflow should be triggered if a certain event arrives at the system. Here you can define the event type, event source, and the workflow name. Also, if you would like the workflow to be triggered if the customer has some defined consents, you can define it here, so it will restrict the triggering to the customers that give you a particular consent. And this is it. This is the flow of the data in Tracardi. This is how you take data from events and move it to profiles, and this way you will gradually update your profile to have all the contact information, personal information, some traits, geolocation, etc.